Okay, welcome back to our channel. And today we're in Digital Combat Simulator on the Pimax Crystal in OpenXR. My Pimax Crystal has told me that my face is centered in the headset. And so we're ready to go. I'm showing 49 frames per second right now. I'm getting a flash on the screen every now and then, though, so I'm going to go into OpenXR Toolkit and see if there's something I can change. Let's put scaling on. Okay. Let's turn foveated rendering off because I'm not using that right now. Turbo mode can stay on. I need to download one more thing to make foveated rendering work in DCS. So I thought I'd do a baseline flight video to see exactly what we get before I turn dynamic foveated rendering on. So let's see how it goes. Oh, where's my mouse? I keep losing my mouse. And I am getting a strange screen flashing. I may have to abort this and relaunch the video. Relaunch the game rather. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't want to show up for me at all. Alright. There we go. Oh, now it wants me to adjust the headset again. It's really quite fussy about adjustment, which I think maybe it doesn't need to be quite so much because I'm moving the headset very, very little, but I have to push it tight against my head to get it to register as okay, as in the right position. So that's something to think about. Okay, let's resume. .48 frames, 49 frames per second. I imagine as we get over a city or into a really busy dogfight, you'll see that frame rate go down a bit. Oh, I hate flying in the clouds. There he is. Great sound effect of the Messerschmitt scooting by me. He's much faster than I am. 109 K4. This would be a better matchup if we had a 109E in the game. Don't want to stall. Negative G cutout. I'm going to drag him below the clouds here. Okay, so I'm over a town. I'm still getting 46 frames per second. But I am getting a strange flash across the headset every few seconds. So I think I'm going to need to reset something. I don't know what exactly. Restart the computer maybe. I just installed the latest Pimax client and beta firmware, which another group of testers has gotten and which everyone will have, I believe, by the 15th of next month. So things to note so far. Standalone is working really well. Eye tracking is working well. Auto IPD is working well. DFR works well in Flight Sim. I assume it works well in here. the trickiest thing for me is getting the headset centered. The crystal will tell you when your eyes are in the sweet spot, but it seems to be very, very fussy. Like a millimeter either way, up, down, left, right, and you get an arrow up or an arrow down saying you're not in the right spot. And then if I press the headset firmly against my face, suddenly it'll give me an OK. So, I mean, that's something to watch for, and I think that's something they'll continue working on. Also, calibration can be a bit of a trick, because you have to use the Pimax controllers instead of just using the mouse, which I think would make much, much, much more sense. Because you have to click a switch on the experience, put the headset on, and let the auto eye tracking center your eyes. Then it says OK, so you take it off again to pick up your controllers, put the headset on, and oh, you got to center it again, and then finally you realize you need the headset off so that you can see the key to click to enable calibration, which requires the mouse. So you lift your headset up and you use the mouse to hit recalibration. Then you put the headset on and you realize, oh, I've got to center my eyes again. And this goes on until finally you get into calibration mode with the joysticks in your hand and or the controllers in your hand, and use them to tell the software when you're happy or when you give up. Generally, if you know, it can take some time, but once you get it set, you're usually pretty much okay. But it's a process. I wrote a bug report on it the other day, because I think it needs to be. I think the process needs to be improved a bit. There's too much taking the headset off and putting the headset on. I think what we need is, once your eyes are centered in the headset and it reads OK, there should come up a little button that you can press in that view without taking the headset off to go directly to calibration. Then you could use your joystick, your controller, or your mouse, whatever you were using. But it would be a lot easier than constantly taking the headset off or lifting it up, because every time I do that, I have to reposition my eyes. I suppose I could turn the headset reminder thing off, but that's kind of useful. Well, I don't think this guy wants to come down and play. So I'm just going to scoot down here. Okay, I'm still getting between 45 and 48 frames per second, depending on where I look, which is pretty good. I'll be surprised if DFR gets me much more than 6 or 7 frames per second more, and that's good. I mean, that's really good. But that's where it seems to be at in Flight Sim 2020. So I would expect, you know, that kind of improvement too here with 48 frames per second. I'd expect to get to 57, 58, and of course I can turn settings down in the game to get more frame rate, but I kind of like to keep them close to where they are for the sake of the beauty of the game. Oh, bugger shooting at me. Okay, I was trying to put my gear down. Yeah, I'd really like to get that gear down, but what the hell? I think maybe even more than the spit, this IL-2 requires a really, really light touch. I am not a very good shot, am I? Oh, why did my engine quit? I guess I took some hits too. Well, let's find a place to set it down, I guess. Try and side slip into a gentle enough landing that I don't die completely. Maybe just half die. Nope. I think this will count as completely die. Oh dear, well, I hit him too though, but not badly enough. It's a wonderful game, IL-2. 48 frames per second seems to be the upper end. I mean, 52 now and then, but I think it's hovering between 46 and 48 most of the time. So let's leave it at that, and I'll see if I can get DFR implemented and see how much more we can get. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.